People do not know where to get their next tranche of art medication. They go to this facility today, tomorrow they are told to go to another, probably that's like kilometers away. So I think it's really taking a toll on the people that we represent and work for. And also to just say that people living with HIV are not just a statistic, but they are also mothers, fathers, sisters and siblings whose journeys to this day have been marred with resilience. So also the cessation is also giving room to exacerbating the stigma and isolation that people living with HIV have already been facing. And through the USAID, we've been doing programs where we are trying to manage those situations. But now if the aid is nowhere, then it means that the stigma and isolation is going to be exacerbated. As an organization, we've been encouraging the ministry to probably look into alternative funding, be it local or international donors, but to also say at the end of the day, how are we then going to cover the gap that USAID was covering? So these are the discussions that we would want the government to look into.
In this war, the DPG for HIV
of the HIV epidemic.
Take one tablet a day. You set your own time.
The HIV response in South Africa. 76% of it comes from the fiscus. 17% comes from the US government and about 6% from the Global Fund. There is no doubt that there has been an impact based on the PEPFAR executive orders, but with the little that we have and integrating services, HIV, TB, STIs, the screening for cervical cancer allows us to be able to stretch each rand and to stretch each dollar and to reach more people, even with the little money that we have.
By stopping this funding, with just like that, it's going to compromise a lot of progress that we have made in countries that were supported by PEPFAR. Rethink about your decisions and consider people on the ground. Consider many millions of lives of people that will be killed or will die, unfortunately, because there is not enough funding, not only in South Africa, but in different parts of the world.
We were closed down. Yeah, I think it was closed for 3 weeks.
We were just about to launch our first clinical trial, testing some interesting new immunogens that we believe may have application to the further understanding of an HIV vaccine, and that we received our stop work order on the 27th of January, which meant we had to stop all work. I absolutely recognize that Africa needs to become self-reliant, but I think a carefully thought through plan of how we can get to that self-reliance in a way that doesn't harm the progress we've already made. I would just say that, PEPFAR has done extraordinary work in this part of the world. The work is not done, but it has a terrific legacy. I think it would be a tragedy if that legacy was lost or undermined.
If the US assistance for HIV is not restored after the pause, as you know, the pause ends in April, and is not replaced by other funding, and we have not heard of other governments pledging to fill the gap, there will be an additional, in the next 4 years, 6.3 million AIDS-related deaths. We will see a resurge of this, a real surge in this disease. We'll see it come back, and we'll see people dying the way we saw them in the 90s and in the 2000s.